All right, here is our lesson on adding and subtracting fractions. We're going to go over proper fractions, and then we'll look at some mixed numbers and improper fractions later. How do we add and subtract fractions? Step one, we're going to find common denominators. Step two, we're only going to add or subtract the numerators, right? We're going to keep the denominators the same. We're going to put the sum or the difference over the original common denominator, and if we need to at the end, we'll simplify. Here's some examples for us to look at. First thing I want to check, do I have common denominators? In example A, I do. I have two of them that are fives. Automatically, when I have that, I like to write my equals something with a denominator of 5 because I know I'm not changing the denominator. On top, I'm going to add these two together. 1 plus 3 is 4. So my answer is 4/5. There's nothing I can do to simplify there, so that is my answer. For example B, right, we see a 6 and we see a 3, so I don't have common denominators yet. So we're going to have to change something, right? We always look at this one with the smaller value, so 8/3. And we're going to say, is there an easy way I could change this to have a denominator of 6? Well, yes, I can. I can multiply the top and bottom by 2, and that's going to give me a fraction that has a denominator of 6, and the top would be 16. So let's rewrite everything. 2/6 plus 16/6. Okay. My strategy was keep the denominator the same, add only the numerators. 2 plus 16 is 18, and then simplify from there. Well, I know that 6 can both divide both of these. I'm left with 3/1. We know anything over 1 is just that number on top. So the most simplified answer is 3. Same thing works for subtracting, right? So down here, we have 2/9 minus 5/9. My denominators are the same, so I'm good to go. I know that this is going to be a 9 in the denominator. Then I'm just going to subtract 2 minus 5, right? We haven't really worked too much with subtracting into the negatives, but if we think I take away 2 and if we start with $2, but I have to pay $3 or $5 to someone, right? I only have 2 to give them, meaning I still owe them 3. That owing part we can kind of count as a negative. So 2 minus 5 is -3, meaning I still owe them $3. Okay, simplifying works the same. We're looking for a common thing we can divide out. That would be a 3, leaving us with -1/3. That is our most common denominator, or sorry, most simplified fraction, and our answer there. For letter D, my denominators are not the same. Okay, I'm going to think, right, what could be a common denominator I could get to. So obviously here would be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. For 25s, 50, 75, 100, I don't have to go even that far because we have a match with 50. So I'm going to change both of these to have a denominator of 50. I'm going to keep it the same, it's subtracting. Except now I have to think, okay, how do I go from 10 to 50? Well, 10 times 5 is 50. So we're going to multiply the top by 5 as well. 7 times 5 is 35. For the other one over here, 25 times 2 is 50. So we're going to multiply 9 times 2, which is 18. My answer then, right, I'm going to keep my denominator and I'm going to subtract my numerators. 35 minus 18, that ends up being 17/50. And from here, I can't actually do anything else. There's nothing I can simplify. So that is my answer. All right, here's some try problems. Please try these out on your own. Pause the video, and once you're all done, we'll go through them. All right, here we go. 1/7 plus 3/2. So I see I don't have common denominators, so I got to make them. In that case, I'm going to multiply these two together. 7 times 2 is 14. We're going to make these both have denominators of 14. Okay, So for the first one, I saw I just need to multiply by 2 to get to 14. So I'm going to multiply the top by 2, and I get 2. 2 to 14, that's timesing by 7. So I'm going to multiply 3 by 7 as well. And we've got 21/14. Adding together, I'm going to keep my denominator the same. 2 plus 21, that is 23/14. You can leave it like that. If you wanted to simplify this more, we can make it a mixed number, which would be 1 and 9/14. Either one of these work. All right, number 2, I got to change this. This way I have an easy way to go, right? 4 to 8, that's just multiplying by 2. So if I multiply this by 2 and multiply this by 2, we're going to end up with 6/8 minus 6/8. Well, if I start with 6/8 and I take away 6/8, I'm left with 0 for an answer. Number 3, I see here that I don't have common denominators, so I'm going to make my little t-chart. If you want to do an organized list, you can also do that. Right? 40, 60, 80, 100, 15, so 30, 45, 60. We have a match. Okay, so we're going to change both of these to have denominators of 60. Okay, how do I go from 20 to 60? Well, that's timesing by 3, meaning the top I'm going to multiply by 3 as well, 27. To get to 60 from 15, I got to multiply by 4, and on top I'm going to multiply by 4, giving us 16. Subtraction doesn't go away, that's what we're doing. My answer then is going to have 60 on the bottom. 27 minus 16 is 11. And there's nothing I can do to simplify. Finally, number 4, let's check. I have common denominators already. This just becomes a subtraction problem. I had $1,000 and I take away 999. I am left with 1 on top, and we keep our denominator the same, 1/6. All right, next little part here. Adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Very similar to before. The only thing that we need to do is we have to always change our mixed number into an improper fraction first. Okay, so it kind of combines everything that we've been learning. This is really important because adding mixed numbers can get really tricky if you don't convert. When we convert, it makes it a lot easier. And we'll go from there. Okay, so we got 4 examples here. Example E has 2/5, or 2 and 1/5 plus 4 and 3/5. Okay. First step I got to do is convert. So I know I'm going to multiply these two numbers together. 2 times 5 is 10. And then I'm going to add my numerator up here, which is 1, and I get 11. So 2 and 1/5 is going to change to 11/5. 4 and 3/5, right? Multiply 5 times 4 is 20. Add my numerator, it's 3, I get 23. 23, keep the same denominator, 5. And now this becomes really nice. Okay, I have common denominators. I'm going to keep my denominator the same. We're going to add 11 and 23, which is 34. You can keep it like this. Typically, when we work with mixed numbers, we want our answer to be a mixed number. So I'm going to say, hey, let's do this really quick. 5 goes into 34 6 times, and there is 4 left over in my remainder. So either one of these work for an answer. Continuing on, right? This one we only have to change 1. 8/3 is already in proper fraction. 3 1/3 needs to get changed though, right? 3 times 3 is 9 plus our numerator 1 gives us 10. So this becomes 10/3 plus 8/3. Denominator stays the same. 10 plus 8 is 18. How can I simplify this? Well, there is exactly, all right, both of these are divisible by 3, giving me 6/1. which we know to be just 6. Example G here, I've got 2 and 6/7 minus 3 and 5/7. Multiplying here, 2 times 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20. So I got 20 over 7 minus 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26. So it's 26 over 7. Subtracting doesn't change the rule. I'm going to keep my denominator the same. Except now this time I get another one of those situations where I'm going to end up negative, right? If I have $20, but I got to pay someone 26, right? I can give them my 20 I have, but I still owe them 6. Okay, so we're going to say this is negative 6 because I owe them. And there's nothing else we can do here to simplify. So this is negative 6/7. For example H, it's going to combine basically everything we've learned through this unit. Okay, first thing we need to do is convert 12 times 5 is 60, plus 7 is 67. So my first one is 67 over 12. 3 times 8 is 24, plus my numerator 3 is 27. So we're subtracting 27 over 8. Notice I do not have common denominators, so I cannot go anywhere else until I do. So we have to figure out what is a common denominator between 12 and 8. Well, listing it out. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 12 is 24, 36, 48. But we can see here we've got a match at 24. So I'm going to change both of these to have denominators of 24. Okay. How do I get to 24 from 12? Well, I got to multiply it by 2, meaning I'm going to multiply 67 by 2. Okay, doing that quick. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 6, 12, plus 1 is 13. So I get 134 24ths minus, okay, I had to multiply 8 by 3 to get to 24, so I'm going to multiply 27 by 3. 27 times 3. 3 times 7, 21. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. There we go. Now I'm ready to subtract. I've got common denominators there. I know my denominator stays 24, and I'm going to subtract 134 from 81. 4 minus 1, 3. 3 minus 8, can't do that. Got to borrow from a neighbor. 13 minus 8 is 53, and that drops out to be 53 over 24. Or if we simplify it a little bit, 24 can go in there twice, and I'm left with 5 as a remainder. So either one of those work. All right, last little set of try problems here. Go ahead and try them out, and we'll go ahead and go over the answers in a second. All right, for the first one, 1/4 plus 4 3/4. Okay, I got to change this one really quick. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. 1/4 plus 19/4. Keep the denominator the same. 1 plus 19 is 20. 20/4 if we can simplify it. Both of these dividing by 4. It's 5 over 1, or an answer of 5. Number 6, we got 9.5 minus 5 3/5. So 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So 19 halves, minus 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28 over 5. Can't do anything yet. I don't have common denominators. Okay, my most common denominator I can make is by multiplying and getting to 10. So I know that these have to change to tens. 2 times 5 is 10, so we're 19 times 5. Looks like this. 5 times 9, 45. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. So we get 95 tenths minus, this is multiplying by 2. 28 times 2 is 56. We can then do our subtraction. My denominator stays as a 10. 95 minus 56 looks like this. Okay, 8 and 15, that'd be 9 and 3. So I get 39 tenths or 3 and 9 tenths. All right, number 7 looks like this. 3 and 1/11 plus 1 and 1/2. 11 times 3 is 33 plus 1 is 34. On the other side, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3 halves. Can't do anything yet, so we're going to have to change these to 22 is what I get when I multiply them together. This side we're multiplying by 2. 34 times 2 is 68. This side we're multiplying by 11. Okay, I know the bottom's 22. Top's going to be 33. We're adding. I'm going to have 22 on the bottom here. 68 plus 33. 8 plus 3, 11. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So we get 101 over 22. To make this a mixed number, we can convert it quick. 22 does not go into 1 or 10. 22 goes in, let's see, so 22, 44, 66, 88. Goes in 4 times. And then we take out 88. Gotta borrow all the way up from over here. That'd be 3, 1. I'm gonna get an answer of 4 and 13 20 seconds. So either one of those work. All right, number 8. 100 and 1/2 minus 5 and 3/40. 2 times 100 is 200 plus 1 is 201. 40 times 5 is 200 plus 3 is 203. That's over 40. No common denominators yet, but I can say, hey, this is times 20. So we're going to multiply the top and bottom of this one by 20, giving us 40, 40, 203, 201 times 20. Nothing on the first row. Add a 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. We get 4,020. Okay. When we subtract here, 4,020 minus 203. Borrow here. 10 minus 37. 1 minus 0, 1. Gotta borrow again. 10 minus 2 is 8. And 3. So we get 38.17 over 40. Okay. If we want to make this into a mixed number, 3817. 3 to 40 is not going to 3 or 38. Goes into 381. Ooh, let's see. So we got 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280, 320, 360. 9 times. I'm left with 21. Okay, it goes into 217 5 times. And left with the remainder of 17. So we can take that as our answer, or we could say, hey, 95 and 17/40. Any one of those work. All right, there is our adding and subtracting fractions uh, lesson. Please make sure you get all the notes in there and work on that practice homework sheet.